Hello, everyone. Welcome to a number 2 lightning tweet of the week episode of Kvetching with Adam and Jared. We promised that these were going to be 5-minute broadcasts, and the last one, lo and behold, turned out to be 24 minutes. We're Jews. Please don't blame us. We're professors. Please don't blame us. We talk a lot. But I guarantee you that this is going to be much shorter. And if it's not, we will increase the speed. Adam's father is an acoustic expert, and we'll get him to do it if need be. And we promise you won't have to listen for more than 7 minutes to what we're going to talk about. Adam made this amazing discovery of this meme that has a picture. We've identified the creator of the picture, but we don't know where the text comes from. So we're going to analyze the text and then talk about the creator of the picture for a couple of minutes. So let's get right to it. And we are going to turn on screen share. So this is some random person, obviously, unlike our first recording, which was about a distinguished professor in Canada whose bogus take on anti-Semitism we analyzed. Let's turn on screen share and we shall begin. And thank you, Adam, for finding this meme for us. And I've done my best to hunt down the author of the text, but I have not succeeded. If you know the author of this text, come forth. Maybe we should put it on the milk carton like they did in the olden days, and someone will track it down. All right, Adam, this is yours. I give you the lead. Take it away.
All right, so this is a ridiculous statement here that people are posting as memes on their social media. If you support Israel, I genuinely want nothing to do with you as a person. You feel how you feel for one of a few reasons. You're Islamophobic, you're outwardly racist, you're uneducated. I have no space in my personal life.
Let's stop that and analyze the first chunk first.
All right.
Okay. Well, the guy makes it clear that he wants nothing to do with you as a person. So why not just make that the end of it and let him go on his way? Because we're living in an era where people have to virtue signal and tell everyone what's on their mind, even if the people on their mind do not want to hear what they have to say.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they're saying that we don't want to, this person doesn't want to be friends with someone on Facebook or Twitter who supports Israel, or if they just genuinely don't want anyone at all in their lives that supports Israel. I don't know.
They expand on it in the next section, but there's 3 things that they're accusing us of being here, and we're both Israel supporters, lest there be any ambiguity.
Right, I have my dual loyalty flag there.
1, we're Islamophobic. Huh. Well, even if, let's just say,
lots of Muslims in Israel, right?
And, yeah, I mean, they're good Muslims, citizens.
Exactly, and we're very happy to have Israel as the cosmopolitan society that it is. We have nothing against Islam whatsoever.
And, I mean, let's just say for argument's sake that we're extreme right-wing Zionists, which we're not, and we have a major issue with the Palestinian people. What percentage of Muslims in the world do the Palestinians constitute?
Of the world population?
Yeah.
Well, there's like over 1 billion, right?
Okay, well, there's only 14 million Palestinians. You do the math. So if we like every other Muslim except for the Palestinians, which I'm not saying we dislike Palestinians, but I'm saying for argument's sake, if we did, then this statement is still bogus. I have nothing against Muslims. Mm-hmm. All right, you're outwardly racist. So it's not just that we're rateless, we're somehow projecting racism. I don't know what that means.
So to support Israel is a statement of racism. That's
right, well, here again, then I am being outwardly racist right now, according to this author, and I don't give a flying fuck. Okay, so I've never been racist in public, I can assure you, since I started college in 1991. I guarantee you.
But this person is saying that you are racist simply by supporting Israel, that in and of itself is a statement of racism.
Well, that's absurd, and this person could go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. 3, you're uneducated. Okay, now here's something where we have documented evidence to the contrary. I've got 3 university degrees, 4 if you include the junior college that I went to, but any idiot could have gotten that degree. I got my undergrad at McGill, I got my master's degree at University of Toronto, and I got my PhD in history at UC Berkeley, 3 of the top universities in North America. Okay, so I am not uneducated.
Yeah, and if you count up all the years that I spent in university from undergraduate through PhD, earning a BA, an MA, and a PhD at 3 different institutions, just like you, I spent roughly 12 or 13 years getting educated, and I have also been studying this particular issue in the Middle East for about 25 years.
I teach a course on Zionism in Israel, and I can assure you that my students, I let them know my
I
politics at
teach a
one point.
class on Israeli politics.
Yeah, I teach Zionism in Israel, and I do let my students know what my politics are, just so they can spot biases in case I accidentally let them out in the classroom. But I try my best not to be. But this is about being uneducated. Now, we both have tenure, so we've even proven beyond the PhD that we're not uneducated.
My anti-Zionist colleagues that I have had in the past who are aware of what's going on, that are educated themselves, none of them would say that I'm uneducated.
Absolutely. And even these anti-Zionists in academia who we're currently taking down, like that jackass Omer Bartov, who wrote one of the most offensive abuse of power pieces in the New York Times recently, misusing the term genocide. And he's one of the leading experts in genocide. He's not uneducated, obviously. He's willfully doing performative ignorance in public in defense of the Palestinian people and in order to liquidate the Jewish state. So, but he's still educated. Right? He's just abusing.
And they would acknowledge that we're educated too. They wouldn't.
Absolutely. I still think he's a schmuck, and he could call me a schmuck too, and I really don't care at this point. All right, let's move on because it's a short episode.
For these people, you can't just disagree and have a different opinion. You have to be Islamophobic, you have to be outwardly racist, and you have to be uneducated. And what I find is that a lot of these people that post these kinds of memes are uneducated themselves.
Yeah,
the things that they say and believe are true are completely unfactual.
Okay, I will venture a guess that this person is a woke intersectionalist asshole, but that's just, a hypothesis. I can't prove it, but the logic is there. Okay, I have no space in my personal life for people who are complacent in being any of those things. Unfollow me, unfriend me, block me, do whatever you have to do. Well, check mark, done and done. If I knew who you were, I would block you right now. After I first attempted to make fun of you to your face on social media, but then I would block you. Okay.
Why do I have to be the one to unfollow, unfriend, and block? Like, well, if they don't want to have anything to do with us, if they want to disassociate themselves from us, shouldn't they do the work to do that?
I can answer that question because
it reminds me of years ago, William F. Buckley at National Review was he received an email, not an email, a letter from, long before email, a letter from somebody who was very upset about some articles that were in the magazine, and said at the end of the article, please cancel my subscription. So Buckley wrote back and said, cancel your own subscription.
Well, good for him. But they get the moral high ground this way. And just to give you another example, Sasha Senderovich, that stupid twerp, for years, if he disagreed with something I posted on social media, would DM me and say, please don't comment on my wall. I do want to still say it's friends with you because you have valuable knowledge of Russian Jewish literature. But please, I invite you to unfriend me at any point you want. I could find you a dozen text messages from him where he says that. And then eventually I blocked the jackass once he trolled me for an entire weekend. But again, it's the higher ground. That's what they want. Well, we could zip through the rest of it very quickly because, we've covered the key part here. But they claim to know something for a fact. Okay, so they do have a monopoly on education here because I've taken the time to educate myself through extensive research and vetting of sources from both sides.
Yeah, their idea of listening to both sides is to watch TikTok videos from both sides.
Yeah.
And then
I demand footnotes. I demand footnotes immediately.
Okay,
I want to see who these two sides are that they're listening to. And I suspect that they haven't read anything. I'm not even confident that they know how to read. I'm willing to make that assumption. If you don't have any interest in doing the same, I have no interest in wasting my time pretending to like something who lacks like someone who lacks a moral compass. I don't know why they're still talking. Why haven't they finished? And has the ability to blindly and ignorantly support a cause. Well, if it's blindly, then we're none of these things above. If we're doing it blindly, we don't know. We're living in a state of ignorance, right? They should be educating us on how to change our opinions, not berating us. Support a cause. And here's the final thing that we should address here, one that inevitably future historians and generations will look back at and wholeheartedly condemn. Now, I'm a present-day historian, and I will state with certainty that the only thing I'm wholeheartedly condemning is this meme, okay? And I don't think that future historians will have access to any knowledge about the foundation of the state of Israel, and perhaps they'll learn more about what's going on inside the Palestinian Hamas propaganda machine to get a worse picture of the Gaza Strip than they have now. But Israel's wide open. The archives are open. Obviously, they have state secrets.
On the other hand, given the direction, the woke direction that academia is going in, this might be correct.
You're right. You're right. Future historians might genuinely suck. It's possible. I do know some present day historians that genuinely suck who are condemning Israel. So I guess that's sort of moot. But they're the ones exhibiting ignorance at that point. And again, this is why we had formed the Jewish Studies Zionist Network, to point out that Jewish studies scholars are abusing their authority. And someone like this is citing these historians and say, well, the Jews, the experts in Israel, are signing off on this. This is what happens when Mira Sukharov is put in charge of a task force on anti-Semitism. Please watch episode 1. All right, quickly, because it's been more than 5 minutes. Let's look at the image on top. This is by Carlos Latouf. A little background, and I think Mint Press News is his outfit, because I saw that they tweeted this image as well. And Carlos Latouf is very infamous for his anti-Semitic memes. He won Iran's annual Let's Deny the Holocaust contest by drawing cartoons a number of years ago. There was a Canadian professor who actually went and participated. He got in deep shit for doing so by the Nova Scotia or the Canadian government. Now, he is an anti-Semite. This is hardly the worst picture that he's drawn, and I will show you one that's far worse in a second, though obviously this is pretty horrible. Note the US taxpayers here, so it's trying to link American policy, and $, $. Jews love money. What can you say? Anti-Semitism all over it. But it's not nearly, just to show you how anti-Semitic this guy is, this is another picture of his, which I've analyzed to death in public lectures, and I will do this in 30 seconds so we don't run too much longer. This is an outrageously anti-Semitic image about the Gaza flotilla of 2008 or 9 or 10. I was living in Ohio at the time. Remember, there was a Freedom Flotilla, a series of boats that went to try to run the blockade of Gaza, i.e. a hostile invasion of Israel. And on one of the boats, the people were actually armed. The Israeli government boarded it and, took their arms away and arrested them for, invading Israeli waters with weapons. And the world was actually outraged at Israel for it, even though these people were carrying weapons. And I think 9 people died in total. A German man was deported, and he was infuriated that the prison officials didn't give him his pants back. So, Israel owes him a pair of pants, I suppose. In any case, anti-Semitism.
They claim that all that was on the flotilla was food and medicine and things like that.
They lied. They lie about weapons all the time, these people. And by these people, I don't mean, Palestinians writ large. I don't mean Muslims. I'm not a racist. I mean people on Team Palestine who could be of any race, ethnicity, religion, or gender. The anti-Semitism here. Well, to start, you've got the swastika on the Israeli flag, which is Holocaust inversion, comparing Israelis to Nazis, which is recognized as anti-Semitism by IRA, even though the AJS did publish Holocaust revisionism signed off on by Mira Sukharov and Chaya Halberstam, which we have talked about before. But it goes far beyond that, right? I mean, if you want to make an argument that comparing Israel to Nazis is not, inherently anti-Semitic, people compare Trump to Hitler all the time, right? It's obviously, very.
Compare George Bush to Hitler.
I know. It's very much in bad taste. Sasha still calls him a war criminal about once every couple of months on Twitter. He won't let it go. But anyways, what makes this really anti-Semitic, if you want to let go of the comparing things to Nazis is okay, as the rival statement on anti-Semitism, the Jerusalem Declaration says, it's okay to do that. You've got 2 things here. You notice what they are, Adam?
Well, the octopus.
Yeah, the octopus is by far and away the most important thing. For those who don't know, that throughout the 19th century, well into the Nazi era and beyond, obviously, the Jews were either depicted collectively as an octopus or as a spider. Why? Because they were using their tentacles to grasp the world. There's a picture of Protocols of the Elders of Zion. There's a cover of a Jew with the body of a spider taking over the world. The Soviet Union did it too in their anti-Zionist propaganda. And if we had time, I'd show you a picture of what they did. They wanted to unambiguously show that this is about Jews. It's not just about Israelis. And finally, so again, that makes it a global problem too. It's the whole world. And if there's any doubt about it being global, we have the word freedom here, right? This isn't just about providing aid and help to a people under occupation. This is about global freedom, right? Freedom from the tentacles of the Jewish octopus. So it's outrageously anti-Semitic, and I don't think there's really much more to say about it, right?
And this is the same cartoonist who did the cartoon that was at the top of the meme
Yeah.
that posted. Yeah, but
yeah, which, all things considered, is not nearly as bad as the one that we just looked at.
We don't know if he's the one that authored the remarks, though, underneath.
No, near as I can tell, he's a man of few words, just many images. Yeah. Unlike someone like Ellie Valley, who likes to draw and rant as well. Well, we'll do an episode on his cartoons at one point. I think it's worthwhile. So we're going to wrap up now, but once again, here it is. This is Adam, Jared, and Jared, the Islamophobe, racist, uneducated people who are just two yo-yos on a podcast. Turning off screen share right now, so you don't have to look at this anymore. And I think we covered our ground here. I think this was a terrific lightning episode. It was longer than 5 minutes, but I think this is very much watchable. And just remember, if you got one of these, then you are an Islamophobe, a racist, and you're uneducated. And you should be blocking and unfriending anyone who tells you that, because they don't want to have anything to do with you.
I agree.
All right, this is us signing off, and this was a fun episode.
Have a good day.